What's good? It's your boy Venom.
Hey everyone, hey, hello, hi, it's your home slice Dani Zane. Welcome to the Unpicked podcast. We are now on episode 3.
Trois. Yeah. I was about to say dos. Wow, I do not speak.
We on tres, right? Yeah, tres.
Yeah, tres. I don't speak other languages. I had 3 fingers up. I was going to say dos. Cool.
Forgot the second episode already. Look at you. Terrible. How you doing anyway? How's your week been?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm tired, as I always am. Making music as per usual. And yeah, boy, freestyling life. What about yourself?
I'm good, you know. I've been off this week, so I'm just enjoying my life.
Oh yeah, it was someone's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. It was my birthday yesterday, so
you know, flexing and that.
Well, by the time this comes out, I probably would have been in my new age for a few days, but yeah. Birthday yesterday, you know. I was feeling a bit down about my new age, right? So I messaged one of my friends, one of my sister friends, basically Blessing from the Cocktail Hour podcast.
Shout them out,
please, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, I can't believe it. I'm gonna be 32. She was like, 32 sexy. I said, I'm coining that. Thank you very much, Blessing. 32 sexy. Damn right. So yeah, I've been feeling it. Day one of being a 32-year-old, and I'm feeling hot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been good. I'm happy, and I hope everyone out there that's listening feels good too. I know we're across 3 different platforms at the moment. So we're on YouTube. So please do hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and don't forget to press the notification bell so you can get an alert when we put up a new upload. And if you're listening through Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give us a follow so you don't miss out as well. We aim to bring out an episode on Mondays at 6 p.m.
Boom.
Right? So, okay, let's get into it, Venom.
Oh.
What are we talking about today?
Okay, so this week, I wanted to bring together some random different stories that I feel like have one common thread that just, for me, is poignant. But I'll start listing out the different stories, and you'll soon get the gist. You know
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let me put this. I have to bring out my book and that. Okay.
Notes this time. Damn. This is serious.
I need glasses, innit? I should have the little monocle. Like. No, I'm playing. All right. So you got Chandler, Alexis, Digga D, and Tennessee.
Okay.
You got Fredo. You got the baby and his side thing. I can't even remember her name. And then you got Summer Walker and Hurt It. Yeah, I told you it's all the way around. And I just felt like we should have a conversation about relationships this week, and you know, how they're getting represented.
Yeah.
Because the representation is killing me right now.
Our good sis Summer Walker dropped her album last week. And she she basically explained or went through her relationship or lack thereof with, what's his name again? Oh, here we go. Here's Dami again, every episode, forgetting names.
He's some producer. I can't remember his name, man.
London on the track.
His
name's London on the track. Okay. And it's funny because he produced the beats, but she's there singing on his beats, trashing him on his own beat. I just love it. I love it.
Damn.
So obviously last week on Twitter,
he's getting paid as he's getting slayed.
A lot of girls on Twitter, probably on all sorts of social media platforms, probably were getting in their feelings about it, because, you know, most of us have been through some of the things that Summer was talking about. So it cut deep, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think this is a good topic. Let's get into it. Relationships.
Yeah.
I think we should start by going through what happened with Chandler, Alexis, Digga D, Tennessee, and Fredo. Because for our listeners, they might not know. They might not know the tea. So what happened, Venom?
Well, I'm gonna try my best to summarize the story real quick because it's long and messy.
Very messy. Very.
So, long story short, a while back, bearing in mind I'm actually a Digga D fan, I like his music a lot. So I just wanted to clear that up before I tear a man down. This is not from a place of hate. I'm definitely a supporter of his music. I like him, but this is a mad situation anyway, but he's young. So he name drops 2 girls, social influencer types, on one of his tracks, saying like, if he's not going to date this one, he'll date that one.
Okay.
He then goes on to date the first one, whose name I can't remember. And then this Tennessee girl was number 2, innit? It didn't work out with him at number 1. So now he starts dating Tennessee, who's number 2. And then out of nowhere, some American social media influencer type starts posting all this stuff about how her and Digga D had this thing going on, and her and Tennessee get into a little bit of internet beef because he's been stepping out in the DMs on her.
Is this Chandler Alexis?
And this is Chandler Alexis.
Yeah.
This is a really bad, rough summary of this whole
it's cool.
interaction.
We got. Yeah, it's fine. We're following.
So then, out of nowhere, and I don't know why man opened his mouth, but out of nowhere, Fredo steps into the... it's like a theatre script. It's like enter Fredo. Fredo steps in and just says, why are all these rappers, or something about to the effect of, why are these rappers turning my old hoes into wifeys? Which was obviously directed at Tennessee and Digga. So I'm like, wow, that's a lot. Considering no one was talking to you, that's a lot. And then Tennessee replies, yeah, but I was under the age when you started talking to me. Which is just...
damn.
What a rebuttal.
No, Me Too movement.
Yeah, not Fredo stepping in to get himself cancelled.
But, come on.
I mean, definitely if you're going to slay someone or you're going to try and chat any type of nonsense about someone, definitely check your interaction with them before you open your mouth when you're not invited to the conversation.
Right.
So yeah, that was that relationship catastrophe.
I just don't know what to say. I'm getting sick and tired of these rapper and social media influencer situations. First of all, I don't know who Digga D is, so I understand that you like his music, and probably a lot of people do know him and know his music, but I for one So if I offend anyone today, I don't care. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. I feel like a lot of these middle level rappers, yeah, and if you know what I'm trying to say, like,
yeah,
it sounds shady, but what I'm trying to say
level.
Is like,
I love it.
What? Yeah, mid-level. I'm not gonna call them low level. That's mean. Mid-level. So you've got like the Jay-Z's, Kanye, Drake.
Okay, yeah.
Big names, and then
upper
you've got
echelon,
like and then you've got Digga D, the baby. It's bad, but
oh my gosh, you're putting Digga D on the same bracket as the baby. That's even.
Maybe the baby's the slightly higher than Digga, because like I said, I know the baby. I heard of him.
I mean, he was the number one streaming artist until a couple sentences ago.
Until he made some very, very techie comments. And, in this world, you have to be careful because you can just get cancelled anyhow. But that's another topic. But that's what I mean by that. Those middle, like the up and coming. Yeah, let me not say mid level. That's mean. Upcoming artists, the ones that are, the future, the new generation. That's what I'm gonna call them. Yeah. So I feel like I'm getting tired of hearing about their mess with social media influencer chicks, them IG models or whatever. It's getting tiresome at this point. I don't know if you saw probably last week now, all the days have just merged into one, but what's his name? Oh, this guy that's always talking. He's always getting in girls' business. Sideman.
Sideman. Yeah.
Yeah. Going on about, I can't feel bad. He was talking about the baby and the baby's baby mama. Unfortunately, I don't remember her name. That's so bad, but I don't remember her name. He was referring to them and saying how, you can't feel bad for these chicks because they know what these rappers are about, and you know they get themselves mixed up with them, have babies with them, and then they get upset when they get referred to as like side chicks, or they get step up, and etc., which I think is very problematic for a man to say. I don't think men should be speaking on women's issues like that personally, but that's a side thing. But even in that situation, it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? It's very much like a rapper and one IG model and some sort of mess. And this is the example that internet mess, and this is what's supposed to represent relationships within our community, within our black urban community. And I think we've got no hope when it comes to relationships. The future is, I think that relationships are finished. If that's the example we have,
I think for the next gen, for sure,
it's done.
I think it's part of the agenda, but I definitely feel like
he's got air quotes up for those listening on Spotify.
Oh, sorry,
he's doing bunny fingers.
I definitely think it's part of the agenda because I think, do you know what? There's so many things I want to reference, and I feel like they were all recorded in the last episode, so basically, long story short, guys, we recorded the episode about men's mental health, being that it's November and it's men's mental health month. And then, like a bad man, I deleted it. So it was an accident, but it's happened now. And you know, the thing about that delete, it like you can't undelete things. It's like I cancelled the episode, so it's gone now. So there's things I want to reference, but it's gone. But in that episode, I said, I've lost my trail of thought. What was we saying just before that? Oh, the agenda. There you go. So the black community, or the culture, more bunny is open source. It's open for anybody to add to it, and nobody owns it, and it's separate from the black community, but it affects the black community the most. And when you look at, for example, the Baby's relationship with women, Digga D's relationship with women, each one of these rappers speaks to a demographic of men and women. And so that is ultimately their example of what a relationship looks like. Because we don't have a community outside of the culture. We only have the culture and then subcultures within it. So from that perspective, come next generation, there ain't gonna be relationships because people don't know how to have functional working relationships by example of their role models.
I think it's more than role models that's messing up our relationships. I think that I can only speak for the UK because I can't speak for America. I feel like in the UK, relationships have almost like a bad rep, slightly. There's the whole men are trash narrative. There's the whole 5,000 steps before you can get to a relationship, which grinds my gears. So dating now is so hard because first you're talking, after you're talking, then it's, are we exclusive or not? And then after exclusivity, it might be exclusive for a year or whatever before the guy decides that he actually wants to do a big proposal. Not to ask you to be his wife, just to ask you to be his girlfriend, which is a bit strange because if you're exclusively dating, aren't you not boyfriend and girlfriend? Anyway, this whole like extra steps for commitment, people are scared to commit to people. Then there's the whole, when you bring in things like dating apps, this topic is so massive. When you bring in dating apps as well, and the whole people are disposable now. So, you know, like I can swipe left, swipe right. I can go on a couple of dates with you. And then after a while, I'll be like, I'm bored, move on. And I'll find somebody else like that. It's not hard. So people have this.
That didn't work for me, boy.
Right. But it doesn't work because the thing is, because my theory is, my agenda, now I'm doing bunny fingers, is I think that it's technology that's messing everyone up with other factors.
The technology is messing everyone up, or is being used to mess everyone up?
I think technology is messing everyone up. Okay, we don't control the technology. We don't have the capital or access to make the decisions related to the technology that comes out. Okay, so when you look at the big guys, people that like Google, Google, Metaverse now, YouTube. Like when you look at them, like the big names, and I've not listened properly because YouTube, I'm pretty sure YouTube is part of Google. Yeah, it is. So you've got Google, Metaverse, Microsoft because they've got LinkedIn, and then you've got those are the big three, isn't it? And then you've got TikTok
Tinder,
now as well. Yeah,
TikTok.
No, that's dating apps. I'm talking about social media app.
Oh, you're just talking about social media
apps. Okay. Yeah, so that they control technology, from my understanding of it, and we don't have access to what they decide to do. So I get it. You're probably saying is technology being used, but I'm saying even the people that create it itself. They know what they're creating it for, basically. Like technology itself, it has led to everyone, not just people in our community, but everyone has this throwaway way of thinking. We're very impatient. We think there's always better.
Consumerism. That's consumerism anyway.
Okay, but I think it's been accelerated because of technology and because of the internet and stuff like that. So now it applies to everything. Before, it used to just be, I don't know, your washing machine breaks down, or you might just see a nice new sparkly washing machine on TV around Christmas and then be like, I want a new washing machine. But now it's like my iPhone still works, but because there's a new one out, I'm thinking I want to swap it and change it to another one because I know there's better. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So now it's not just the stuff we own, it's people too. So you could be dating someone, and then because you're thinking he doesn't tick all my boxes or she doesn't tick all my boxes, you're ready to drop them like hot potato and move on. But then in reality, that's why bare people are single, because in reality, you're never going to find perfect. Yeah.
Of course, that's why bare people are single.
Yeah, so I think it's more than just the role models that we're seeing, because there's always been bad role models in the media.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just now we've got social media on top.
Yeah,
I think the new trend.
I was going to say, I think the social media layer is the problematic layer, because yes, there was always bad role models, but there were points in time where I guess when you didn't have social media, you had stronger sense of community that was more localized, because you didn't have access to anything that was more tailored to you specifically or more interactable or engageable. So you didn't have those connections, so you had to make them more local. So then people didn't have the same level of mass influence or the same immediacy of the mass influence. Whereas, like, for example, now, Beyonce herself as an individual can broadcast to everyone who likes Beyonce, like just like that, and have that direct access straight to us. Do you know what I'm saying? That was not even possible before. Someone would have to host her, like a TV platform would have to have a show that was suitable for Beyonce, that would be at a time that advertisers would be happy to put, you know what I mean? There's so many pieces of the puzzle just for her to be able to say, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. But now she can just go, hey. Do you see what I'm saying? So now she has more influence than she's ever had before, just like every other Tom, Dick and Harry. So where there are people who, they might have their dirt and whatever, but they conduct themselves in such a way where their mess doesn't become your mess. You know what I mean? Or it's like not all on display. Other people, they have no care in the world for the level of influence that they possess. And it's that attitude, that is the attitude, I would say, of the majority that then affects the culture negatively. And much, much more than, you know what I mean, the people who just conduct themselves well.
I think I hear everything you're saying, and I agree. I just think that it's bigger than just the fact that we've got easier access to people on social media. I think there's so much more to it. But just to localize it to social media, I think at the moment, I think there's a big agenda where we're pitted against each other. Men and women are pitted against each other.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think, because like I said, there's always been rap artist model, always. there's always been rap artist model against each other. Not against each other, sorry, in relationship. So you'd always get like the video vixen and the rap artist, you find out they're now dating, and then whatever. There's always been baby mamas. It's always been like that. And in the rap culture, it's always been misogynistic. It's always been tahanis, like objectifying women. Women are throwaway pieces, you know, like it's always been that way. It's just that now the new thing is IG models with rap artists is the new thing, basically. Like it's now IG models. It's not like your video vixen, so to speak. And I think, personally, I think it's a bit embarrassing. We should have moved away from this whole treating women like objects. I think that's absolutely, in this day and age, like if people, well, how am I going to put this? Because I'm really trying not to be controversial with this. If there's more sexual liberation now, people can literally do what they want now. Yeah. And everyone is allowed to be who they want to be. And I think that is fantastic. Everyone can just be who they want to be. And, you know, now if you're not willing to accept that, you're a problem. Whereas before, people felt like they had to hide parts of themselves. People couldn't just be themselves. It wasn't socially acceptable if you wasn't doing the norm. And you know how I feel about the whole norm thing. I don't think there should be a norm, but you know what I'm trying to say. So because now there's this whole sexual liberation, everyone's like free to do what they want. We've got women talking more freely about things like masturbating and doing things, you know, sexually, without the whole, is a man going to want to choose me because I'm talking about stuff that would normally have me labelled as a hoe or scat or whatever it is, right? So if we're going to be living in a world where we can have sexual liberation with, where women can be sexually liberated, why is it still okay for these rap artists to be making comments like, she's my side chick, she's my baby mama, she's my this, she's my that? I don't like it. I just think that it's silly, that we should move away from that now. You know, if you can mess about, we can mess about.
Yeah, I know, but I think, I don't know, man. You know what? I think what it is like people other than men have been able to express themselves now. That's the progression that we've seen.
Yeah.
But I think that, just to combat your point in a devil's advocate kind of way, not that I believe it to be right, but I think what your argument is that you're unhappy with the way that men have always been, but they haven't ever changed. It's just everyone around them has been allowed to be more comfortable being how they want to be. But in that comfort, everyone's like, yeah, but men, you're kind of the problem. But like, do you see what I mean?
I see what you mean. And do you know what? It's funny because I agree with what you're saying. I just feel like to me, it doesn't make sense for women to be, how am I going to put this? It doesn't make sense for us to live in a society where women are and can be and should be sexually liberated, but at the same time, men are still objective. Do you see what I don't know?
I get you. But they're two types they're two completely different types of maturity and understanding. I think that the sexual objectification of women is always going to be appealing to men because it speaks to, well, at least to straight men, because it speaks to I can't even exclude myself. It speaks to my biology. Like there's never going to be a time where I don't appreciate it unless it's my family. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a weird separation that comes in where you're like, oh, well, not my family, but outside of my family, wow, like objectified women, wow, like, you know what I mean? I can't explain it.
Women, straight women, objectify men, straight men. Like,
but not necessarily in the same way. So
if we don't do it, they say why can't straight men do it like how we do it?
Yeah,
Does it have
exactly.
to-
But you're asking
That's
men
the
to
point.
be different, whereas that is where the conflict is that men never wanted to be different. All men have done has been like, okay,
Whether they
you know
want to
what?
or not, they need to get with the program.
I understand.
It's
I
absolutely.
understand.
I was really, really, really annoyed by Sideman's comments.
Oh yeah, let's get into Sideman. Explain
'Cause
Sideman, because
Those comments for me was like,
I didn't see his initial comments. I sort of caught up from the him replying to the backlash. So he spoke out on the baby's the situation
yeah,
with the baby and his
he went to his notes app on his
yeah, and he
on
had a
his
lot
iPhone
to say. Yeah.
and had a lot to say
So,
about.
I didn't-
Basically, it was giving blame the woman. That's what it was giving.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
giving,
no,
it was
no,
giving.
yeah,
You should
that's
know
what I
better.
got. That's what I
You
got,
should know
but
better. And I was like, no.
we're on different sides of the fence with this because
Yeah, this one we're not.
Yeah,
we're not gonna agree.
Yeah,
No.
because I never saw his thing properly, so I'm not gonna quote anything from what he said. I'm just gonna talk from the vibes that I caught.
Yeah, we
But
can talk about it in general.
Yeah, I'm very much not on his side. I'm very much of the same belief, but it stems from the same place, I guess, because like as dudes, yeah, when you go through school and whatever education, like just like everyone hits puberty. Everyone, they blossom at some point, but before you blossom, no one's checking for you. And that whole situation with the baby and his baby mama, like she looks pretty. So she just reminds me of the same scenario that I've seen before, which is like a brother, and like Sideman in school, he would not have been like good looking. He would have just been like some any old guy that just
I'm gonna hold
got
comment.
skipped over. Yeah. So you would definitely remember being in school and seeing all these guys that are like young Sideman level, or myself, because I was in the same bracket, not blossomed at all. You look for the hot girls, you like them, you talk to them, they don't pick you.
They're not checking for you, baby.
They're not checking
Sorry.
for you at all. They're checking for my man over there with the gold teeth, or my man who shots the drugs, or this one, Mr. Popular, who everyone knows is not a nice guy. They go over there, they get burnt, they still don't choose you. It happens over and over again. Then you leave them, you grow up, you mature, you actually position yourself very well in life.
Where's the
And then
violins?
here they come with their 3 children, 2 children, mashed up ex, mental trauma, and now they want to show you love, and you're like, interesting. Which is the vibe that I got from him, even though that's not what he said. But ultimately, what he did say was, but she knew when she was getting involved with my man what he was about, which is the same thing that all these girls knew about my man over there who shots, or my man over there with 3 kids who ain't with none of the baby mama. Or it's all the same. All of these women, they know. It's just like a guy knows when he's linking, a girl who's a bit promiscuous, he will know her history, and it's his choice to be like, yeah, you know what, I think I can wife it though, or whatever, or I'm just here for whatever, the bants. But everybody knows what they're getting into. No one was surprised. Nobody. And that's why I'm like, yeah, so she got, one of the outcomes that she was already aware of.
Okay. I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it. I just don't think that men should speak on women's
No, I think they should.
struggles.
I
I
think they
don't
should.
think so. I don't think so, because you don't experience it from our perspective.
Of course not. Of course
So
not.
how can you speak on our struggle, on what we go through in relationship, when you have absolutely no idea? I can't speak for men because I'm not a man.
No,
I've
of
not
course.
experienced.
No, but
So
you can speak for logic though. You can speak for
There's
logic.
no. I get it. I hear it. Like, I hear it. Basically, what you're saying is it's like when it's kind of like the whole thing where when some people say,
I'll give you an example.
no, let me finish.
Oh.
Let me finish. It's like when people say, oh, if you were the other woman, don't be surprised if he cheats on you too, because you was the other woman. You knew he had a girl.
Yeah.
You still went there. So now if he cheats on you, boom, you lose them the way you got them, or something like that. Or you get them.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. There's
So
die by the
I hear
sword
it.
or whatever.
I hear
All
it.
of that.
I get what you're saying about, like, you knew the lifestyle he had before you went there. So you should have known that this could happen to you. I hear that, but then I feel like in having that way of thinking, it's not that black and white. I think there's grey areas, especially because some people change. So, like, you might have someone... Look at you making faces. You might have someone who, I don't know, used to be a alcoholic, and because they were an alcoholic, they treated their previous partner terribly, and then they've changed their whole life, turned their whole life around, and so now they're not like that. So do you judge them by their past? And I don't know, maybe because it's not necessarily like, let's not always be like black and white. That person did something in the past, I'm gonna hold them to that. But at the same time, I get what you're saying. If this person's repeatedly, like, in that, especially in the industry, they're a rapper, all they sing about is clapping cheeks and calling girls bitches and this, wait. And then you put yourself there. Okay, so what did you expect? Because that's his lifestyle. I get that.
Try this one. Try this one. Have you got a sister?
Yes.
Is she of age? Is she, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
so, you know, maybe I haven't spoken to her for 2 weeks or so. Maybe it's been a month, you know, everyone's busy. Impossible. And then you speak to her, and she said, yeah, I got someone to introduce you to, actually. I'm seeing someone different from who you know what I mean? And you're like, okay. And she said, yeah, I'm coming around. You said, okay, cool. Yeah. I'll come around tomorrow. Tomorrow she shows up, yeah? She sits on your couch, her partner's a couple minutes late, and then he comes through the door, and Future sits on your couch. Yeah? Oh, why are you laughing? Dami, why are you laughing?
You said Future?
Yeah. A whole Future. Yeah, you're not judging your sister. Hey.
I'm not judging my sister.
Hey.
But I'll ask him. I'll be like, what's the deal here?
And he says, I think your sister's sensational.
I mean, I know that already, but what's the deal? Like, what's your intentions? Telling me something I already know. What's your intentions?
You already know.
If he starts stuttering, I'm gonna be like, sis.
Listen,
it's not for you.
Do you think Future has ever started in his life? This man has bagged and destroyed many women's lives with confidence, full confidence, with his chest held high. There ain't no starter.
Isn't Future the one that sacrificed people at the recent... I shouldn't laugh. But it was Future, right? That had the concert.
No, that was Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no. He's out here saying...
If she said... Yeah, he did. If it was Travis Scott, I'd be like, sis, this guy, he did human sacrifice 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but
please.
I mean, wow.
Tell him to get out of my house.
To what I know of Travis Scott, I don't know nothing about Travis Scott with regards to relationships. I know about his one baby mama, Kylie Jenner, and that's it. And to be fair, whilst I'm not like a fan of his choice, it's nothing to do with me. Who he chooses to wife
didn't
and breed.
Didn't Future date Kylie Jenner or?
No. Kylie Jenner is a child.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Future dated
before Travis Scott.
No. That was Tiger.
See me and these. See what I'm saying? These
these rappers.
What I call mid-level rappers.
Oh Lord. Yeah, Tiger's definitely mid-level in my opinion.
He's not, but to me they're not. They're just not.
Yeah. They're not creme de la creme.
Do you know what it is? I'm stuck in the past. I'm stuck in the past.
So who you talking about? Who's your top of your...
I can't deal with these new age rappers.
Damn.
To me, it just sounds. It doesn't hit.
It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit,
so I don't rate it. So because of that, I'm just like, they're all the same to me. So bad. But no, I hear it. If my sister brought home one of these new age rappers,
no, she brought home Future. Not one of them. She brought home Future. Future that got like 5 baby mamas.
Future's basically the Nick Cannon of.
Yeah.
Sis, no.
But then she's like, but you know, he used to be an alcoholic, and that's why he has so many failed relationships. Now. Yeah. He gone to Alcoholic Anonymous, whatever.
Then do you want my honest answer? I'd be like, okay, his history suggests this. You know what you have with him. Go with your eyes open. That's what I'd say to her. At the end of the day, I can't tell her not to date him. Listen,
I'll
the way
tell
I
my
see
sister
it,
straight, boy. I'll say, look,
boy,
I ain't gonna stop you, but I am not supporting that. Like, don't. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I do hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And remember I said, I agree with you to an extent. I just don't think that that message shouldn't come from a man. So everything
it shouldn't have to come from a man.
Everything that Sideman said, it just kind of came, because the baby's videos that came out, it was quite triggering for quite a few women online, because it was like, right,
yeah, because it's all lovey-dovey.
It's like, you're doing all of this just to call her a side chick. Like, how manipulative is that? And I'm pretty sure a lot of women, I know I have been in situations where we believe that what we have with this person is more than what it is, because of what they've displayed to us, or how they've treated us, and then for them to turn around and just be like, you're just a side chick,
dismissive.
Yeah, I hear that. And that is heartbreaking. So for Sideman to then come back and be like, he didn't read the room. So for him to then come back and write a whole how many paragraphs on his flipping notes app on Apple, and then have the cheek to screenshot it and post it, and then have the cheek to then do another video to try and explain what we already saw on the note. Just keep quiet. Just shut up. Read the room. Like, Summer Walker's album just came out. Girls were in their feelings about thinking about that one guy that they really thought was the one, but he turned out to be a dickhead. Yeah. And then the baby's coming out calling a whole pregnant woman that I think she's pregnant, I'm not sure.
She's either pregnant or she's already had his kids.
She's never had the baby, but she's pregnant, and he's been doing that kissy, lovey, flying her head there, taking her head there, doing the most, only to call her a side chick. Hello, like, come on, Sideman should have read the room. But
no. My defense for Sideman is not even a defense for Sideman. He only out here speaking because, as far as I can see, there isn't a female equivalent saying what he said. Like, he shouldn't have any airtime to say it, because it should already be said. But there's no one stepping forward as the female ambassador for sense to be like, look, we need to stop doing this, ladies. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear it. I do believe that men and women should keep their eyes open when they're picking a partner, and cut your cloth according to your size. So if you know that you want a serious relationship, there's certain guys that you shouldn't even bother giving your time to. If you know that you just want to have fun and you want to just, it's all image, you just want to have someone spend money on you, fly you out to here, there and everywhere, whatever, but they're not going to settle down with you, then go for that. The whole problem with the situation for the baby was the fact that he was doing the most. So it's not like he was treating her, as far as she knew, treating her like trash. He actually treated her like, from what we could see, like he was taking her seriously, only for him to turn around and be like, that's my side thing. So the issue is not even that he objectified her, or that he sexualized her, or that he, the other typical situations that you can have in a relationship, like he cheated on her, or he was beating her, or anything like that. It's more the manipulative side of it, which is more common than the other stuff I just listed. Most women have experienced situations where they really liked this guy. This guy portrayed how he felt for them and what he thought of the relationship in one way, but actually you later on find out that he was never taking you seriously, and that is that's manipulation, because he's done it to gain something from you, and then once he's got what he's got and he's done, he's like, cool, then he's thrown you away, you see. So that's the theme, that's the issue with that scenario. So for Sideman to now come and be like, oh well, you should have known what you was getting with him, is very distasteful. And he didn't read the room. He didn't read the room, and
it's more distasteful than it is, anything else.
But that's the problem I had with it. So I have nothing. I don't have anything against him.
I agree.
And I feel like what he said did make sense. It's something I probably would say, but not right then. So, like, for example, like if my sister had already dated Future, right, and then I don't know, maybe she fell pregnant for him, she had a baby for him, and then he started moving mad, like he
started moving futurish.
He's already looking to the future without you in it, right? In that moment that she finds out, In that moment that she finds out, that's not when I'm going to be like, well, you see, you should have known. Do you know that future is like that? Who told you to go there? That's not the time. At that time, it's okay. Like, no, but it's true. Like, read the room. And then later on be like, listen, sis, on a real though, like, the next person you choose, please, I beg, open your eyes and choose correctly. Right? But like I said, with all these steps to getting into a relationship, and people really are out here lying. Like, there's people out there telling each other they love each other when they don't. They just say it because they want to get what they want to get, whether that is they just want to get to the clapping cheeks, which I'm sure by now you guys know when I say that I'm talking about sex. Or they want a sugar mama or sugar daddy, or you know what I mean, or they want someone or what was it? Who was it the other time? Who was that guy that was sleeping in this girl's house for time?
What, Sleep Bay?
Sleep Bay. He wanted a roof over his head. That's why he was serenading her with songs and stuff in her own Crocs, so he could sleep in her bed for time.
So he could have somewhere to stay.
So he could have somewhere to stay. He needed a home for a time. So he was happy to claim her then. Then the moment he got what he wanted and bounced, then it was, I don't know who you are. Then she had to show the receipts. So, do you know, like, it's, relationships now is scary because you don't know what you're going to get. Even though everyone's supposedly showing themselves online, everyone's putting everything online or whatever, everyone can easily see things now. People are not being their true selves. What's happening is people are lying. People are lying about their intentions and what they want and everything. And even down to lying about what you have. So you think you've got something more than what it is. And then you find out later on. That is absolutely disgusting behavior. Because I'm very much a tell the truth. If you just want to have sex, tell me that's what you're about. Then I can make an informed decision. Do I just want to have a sexual relationship or nah? The thing is, and what I'm going to say, I don't care how you feel about it. I'm not part of this men are trash society, but one thing I do believe is that men lie. And I know that they lie for selfish... Hold on. Men lie for very selfish reasons. They lie about things like, I want to be with you. Look at the baby, for example, doing up lovey-dovey with you when that's not it, yeah? That sort of lying is a different level of lying. That sort of lying is manipulative. It's narcissistic. And it's only because they know that if they tell the girl, there's a chance, if you tell the girl the truth that I don't really want to be with you like that, I just want to have a sexual thing, the girl's going to turn around and say, no, I don't want that, and bounce, which means that's another girl that you could have had that you don't get. So what they do is they lie instead so they can get what they want. And I'm not saying girls don't lie, because girls lie for money. Because girls will be like, yeah.
Not to me, boy.
Like, oh, yeah, you know, when I'm talking to you. Meanwhile, in her phone, she's named you as Dinner. And then she's got another guy that she's named as Lace Closure, and another guy that she's named as my electricity bill, or my phone bill, or my nails.
Never.
Not me. I don't do. I don't do that stuff. I don't do that stuff. But
never.
But there's girls that do that, right? But I just feel like
there's girls that try.
I mean, yeah, there's girls that try, but there's girls that are successful.
Yeah, but
I know girls that are successful in doing that sort of thing, in finessing.
There's different levels of finesse. There's some girls that just out here. I mean, some of it is sex work, like arguably, but yeah, ultimately, I think that the problem is a lot of people are scared to be truthful because they don't think that they will get half of the things that they want if they are honest. And the truth is that I've got everything I've wanted, being honest, because if you don't get it, it's not meant for you. But there's so much more out there. Like, that's what I wanted to say. You know, it's a swipe away.
If there's one girl that is not ready to give you the thing, there's gonna be another one. That's that. And the same thing with men. Like,
you just have to.
I might meet a really handsome guy today. But I know there'll be another handsome guy tomorrow. Like, there's I feel like there's definitely more girls than guys though. But there's always going to be it's true. But it's true. It's true. And it's always been like that. There's always been more girls to guys for some reason. But just tell the truth. If she's not going to give it, there'll be another girl that will give it.
There will definitely be another one. You just have to allow her to evacuate herself from the seat of importance. Yeah, okay, you don't want that. Calm, don't worry about it. It's not deep. Don't worry about it. Like, I was just saying this, but you're not feeling it. That's calm. And then you step aside, and then here we go. Simple as.
Venom, really? I feel like you was a bad boy back in the day. Was you a player?
Bad boy? No. We don't do playing. Because
I know you tried to do origin story just now earlier when you was like, oh yeah, you know, the guys like us, you know, girls are checking for us, yeah. And then when they've got bare baby daddies, bare kids, then they want to come back to us. You try to do origin story, and I was like, bring out the violin somewhere. No,
I'll do legit origin story next time.
I feel like Venom. I feel like you was maybe not a player, but I feel like you was out there in these streets.
Listen, I was out there. Mm-hmm. I was out there. But the thing is, like, I wanted to be somebody that I wasn't. As in, like, I wish I was... No. Let me take that back. I don't wish I was a player. But when the man was playing, like, I wasn't even getting a look in. And then I was like, oh, do you know what? This is what it's about. And then I found my lane, and I was like, oh, I've tapped in now. Like, I've clocked it. And then I was like Neo from the Matrix. Yeah, I was like Neo from the Matrix. I was seeing the noughts and the ones. I was like, oh, it's just like this. Nah, step aside, back, doing my thing. But the thing is, my main vibe was that I'm different anyway, and that's a whole next conversation. But like, to me, the only thing that I really get pleasure from with regards to relationships and all of that kind of stuff is from the other person really wanting the same thing that I want. It's the synergy. Whereas some people are like, it's the accomplishment. So they don't care, like, if she's not on it, but like, if I just, you know, front like I got money, then she'll be on it, and then I do it, etc. Like that will make somebody else feel good, but I'd be like, nah, man, I cheated her. Like I can't. Like, to me, I still didn't win. The winning is from her thinking the same thing I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, that's one. And then next time, yeah, we on it, cool. That's two, and then the same. That's my vibe. If you don't feel the same way I feel, there's no point. Because the action, I've already done it. Do you know what I mean? I've already done it to someone else. So it has no value. The value for me is why. Why are you here? Because, okay. And then we move.
So you just want to make sure she's on your vibe.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You know what? It's like I can see into the future. It's literally like I can see into the future. Because the way this whole Me Too and this consent conversation came out, I was like, raw. It's like I knew. It's like I knew.
One day we will come back to that whole Me Too movement.
I think we got to do it next, boy.
And the whole accomplish it. Some guys thinking that they want to accomplish something, because I've repeatedly been on that side. Like I've experienced that, where it's like, no, I'm not really about that life, and then it's like they double down because they want to get what they want to get, right? So I feel like we need to, that's a separate, and we can talk about that next week, but this relationship topic is so big.
I think we should go into it next.
I definitely agree with you in that social media has 100% impacted the relationships that people have today, and the way people see relationships and how they go into relationships. But I don't think that what we're seeing with these rappers and IG models or whatever social media influencers or anything like that, what we're seeing with that is any different to in the 90s rap artists or hip hop artists dating their video vixens and stuff like that. It's just that now we don't just have radio and TV. Now we can go on and look at Shade Borough and other
culture sites,
platforms, culture sites for tea, and then you get to hear about it. And I've become desensitized to it now. So like when I heard this story, I literally was like, okay, I do not care. I don't care. It's not. I didn't even comment on the post because I was like, this is like, I just don't give a damn. Like, it's not that. I don't care, because I think that these things they don't matter. There's so much other stuff that matters that we are not paying attention to. For example, the mental health of our children, of our men, of our women in our culture, and how or racism, and how that's impacting us at work, how that's impacting us in our relationships, how black men and black women think of each other, what they think of each other, and how they interact, and how racism is feeding into that.
Yeah.
And there's so many bigger things for us to think about. The government and what they're doing, and how that's going to impact us and our future families and stuff like that. But people want to be talking about Chandler, Alexis, Digga D, Tennessee, Fredo, the baby. Like, that stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I'm very desensitized to it. But I do realise that that's because I'm from the generation where I remember what it was like before Facebook. I remember what it was like when we just had MSN or MySpace, and we didn't have this level of social media that is out there today. Whereas I know that maybe not even my sister, maybe my younger brother, who's 21, his whole life.
Yeah, he's been there the whole life, yeah.
There's been social media, and even there's the younger ones below that, you know, the 2000s or the 2010 kids, you know, this is all they know. And it's scary, because it means that if this is what they're seeing as examples
as a normal example of what a relationship is, or what a normal life is, because they got it messed up.
It's very peak for them, very, because social media also has people thinking that if you are not an entrepreneur and a millionaire by 30, you failed. But do you know the percentage of people that actually make it like that by the age of 30 is very minuscule? It's a bottle cap filter for people to get there. And there's loads of young people fighting, killing themselves
to achieve these things.
To achieve something that is not attainable in reality, because
and
they
the bubble back. Oi.
Right. So that's why earlier I was saying there's so much more to it, to the impact. There's so many other factors impacting relationship. Because I didn't even go into the whole. I spoke briefly about men are trash, but I didn't even go into the whole how it's been glamorized for women to be independent. So much that it's almost like, okay.
Do you mean women generally, or women like black women?
Generally. So there's like, you know, and I think it's the thing is, we have to come back to this, because I do. Okay, for ages I used to be like, I'm not a feminist, but then I realised, no, damn, you're pro-choice, so you are a feminist. You can't be pro-choice and not be a feminist. The whole point of feminism.
I mean, you can. It's not. It's not binary.
The whole point of feminism is for women to have a choice to have things. So, for example, I can choose if I want to have an education or career. I can choose. Not my dad chose that decided for me that I'm going to marry so and so that he can get a plot of land or to further his business or whatever. Use me as a pawn. Yeah. It's not like that anymore. So now women choose what they want for themselves. But I feel like it's because it's moving to dangerous territory.
It's been moving dangerous.
So now it's like F men. That's a problem.
It's a very big problem.
So that in itself, that theme, that topic, that agenda in of itself
is self-destructive.
Is also impacting relationship in our community. Which is why earlier I said I see what you're saying about social media, but that is literally like a crumb.
A fraction of it.
It's a fraction of what is impacting relationship. I feel like we should do a series and talk about different like parts of it, maybe.
We need to break it down.
We need to break it down. It down.
So this was relationships part 1.
Part 1, yeah.
Tune in next week for relationships part 2.
Yes. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts on the whole the baby and the baby mama being a side chick comment, side man's comments on that. And, you know, we touched on it very briefly about women knowing what these men's lifestyles are like and still deciding to go there, and maybe like why we think they might be doing that. Just want to hear you guys' perspective really on that. So for our YouTube watchers, please leave a comment below. Just kind of, you know, give us a bit of your flavour, a bit of your opinion on some of the things that we spoke about today. We've literally like touched on so many things.
We have. We really
so
have.
there's so much there for you to unpick as well in the comments.
Boy,
Yeah, I would love to hear that. And I think it would be good to carry this over to the next episode.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more avenues that we need to discuss with regards to relationships, because
100%.
Yeah,
it's
a very big topic, and there's a lot to it, and even down to the feminism. I even want to get into that, just with regards to feminism, with regards to relationships and what that means in a household where, you know, I mean, culturally, I'm never going to start.
Yeah, no, I know you're ready. You're ready to tear down feminism.
No, I'm not even.
Oh, really?
I'm not even.
Surprised.
Every word that I utter, I'm literally walking into the subject. Let's walk back
next week we will talk about feminism. Then I think that's the good one to go launch into. We'll start with that, with feminism and the impact of that on relationships. So Venom, where can we find you?
Bang, name's Venom. You can find me at venom.com. You can also find me on Instagram, venom.music, which is VENXM.music. And yeah, that's me. I can't remember what the other one I used to talk about. Maybe TikTok. I'm on here. I'm out there. Just type Venom somewhere.
I'm gonna link everything.
It's gonna
in
be
the description
all here on the screen
below.
in the description.
You can find me on Instagram. That is Dami DAMI _Zain ZAIN. I've recently changed it, so it's Dami _Zain. You can find me on Twitter as well. That is Dami Zain, just DAMIZAIN. And that's it really. Please do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And please like as well, because like if you like it, it helps us with the algorithm. It helps to get our podcast out there, and we need you guys to help us to do that. Really appreciate you guys listening and tuning in. I feel like we've already got some regulars, and I appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, guys, till next week. Peace.
Peace.